cover some stuff real quick. Just got an email today. We'll go over in a second, but I did get confirmation for the CocoaHeads meeting at the Apple briefing room in Chicago for November 16th. It's the 4th floor of the Apple Store. I've already posted on our Facebook page. And one of the first things we probably need to do, so right here's what the front end of it looks like coming in to the store. This is actually, if you're this part like back by the elevator, looking that way, is what it looks like. The room we will be in will be actually 2 floors up from this one, and it's overlooking Michigan Avenue, and it's got a huge table in it, overhead projector, leather chairs. It overlooks the, it's got like some greenage and foliage out there in front of the window. It's really pretty and a really cool place to meet. And so that's what we'll be meeting at from 1 to 3. I'll order, I think it went up. Let me look. For class that couldn't make it, that put their name in for the November trip. We'll probably be leaving early in the morning. I'll be getting an RVC van. And I'd like to have 10 go is my goal. If we can fit 12, but if we have 10, that'd be a good number. And so those of you that are here, raise your hand if you're going. And what I'd like you to do is email me to make it official. And in fact, let's just do it this way. I'll have you write it down the old-fashioned way. Or I have you write it down on a piece of paper and then I'll put it on a. I want to have a pen with you by chance. All right, so if you could start that, or do you have a pen? Okay, cool, thank you. Well, if you start, if you don't mind.
I got it. What am I writing down?
I'll go ahead and start at the top, put like name and email. Let's put name and email, 2 columns, name and email. And we'll pass that around. And we'll probably be leaving in the morning. I was thinking like probably I'd like to leave campus by 7:30. We're going to drive to Cumberland, take the train in, and then walk to the Apple Store from the train, downtown train. And we've got reserved from 1 to 3. I got confirmation from the person that's over that booking for that room. And if you've ever been in the Apple Store, it actually looks the one on Michigan Avenue. All right. So you'll need to bring train money and something to drink, but I'm going to pay for the pizza while we're there, the food. But we'll have a meeting from 1 to 3. We'll hang out after 3, because I think if we drive into Cumberland, if we leave here by 7:30, we'll get into Cumberland about, let's say 9. We'll just say 9 to be safe, and probably get there before that. And then the train will take in downtown to what? Well, how long can the train from Cumberland downtown? Yeah, come on in. About an hour, you think? 40 minutes? 30 minutes?
The train on Rockford, they don't drive all the way to Cumberland.
Well, we're just going to go to Cumberland. That's what I like to take, personally.
It's the large Silver's pizza for Charles.
Yes.
And the bottom one's Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right, this one's yours. There we go. No, that one's yours.
All right, thank you.
All right, yeah.
Have a good one.
No, I've been to Harvard before, but it's going to be easier for us driving wise. We'll do the Cumberland. But so I'm guessing we'll say we'll be in downtown Chicago by, let's say 10:30. I don't know. We'll just guess 10:30. And then we'll have from 10:30, we'll say 10:30 to 1, which will be plenty of time to hang out and on Michigan Avenue. And the walk takes, I was there about a month ago. I think the closest train, maybe it was 4 blocks. I can't remember. 3 or 4 blocks.
Yeah, it's probably about 15 blocks.
Yeah, it's a city block, so yeah, it's a distance, but it wasn't too bad.
It's like getting to your next class.
Do what?
It's like getting to the next class.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we'll go there, hang out, make sure we get to the store by, say 12:30 or something like that, and we'll have our meeting at 1 to 3. And then after the meeting from 1 to 3, I'm thinking, and again, I'm just talking out loud. We're not nothing on paper yet, so you guys can help me on that. I was thinking after the 1 to 3 meeting, we could, if you guys want, we could just hang out on Michigan Avenue. Maybe, go look at the stores, or we could go to the Water Tower Mall. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that, as far as what do you want to do? I mean, there's other cool stuff to do in Chicago besides, there's other places to go. We could go if we wanted to. But, I'd like to get back fairly early if we could. I'm thinking if we left Chicago by 5, if we got back on the train by 5, I'm thinking we'd be back in Rockford by, I don't know, 7:38, something like that. I don't know. And that'd be pushing. That'd be with a lot of traffic and stuff. We'd probably be there earlier than that. Because I was just talking to a guy yesterday who just came from McCormick Center to Rockford. They left McCormick at 2:30 and they got in Rockford at 4:30. So 2 hours. 2 hours with traffic, but that was driving the whole way. I'm thinking with the train it'll be quicker from downtown Chicago to Cumberland. From Cumberland to Rockford, it should be a quick, hopefully, quicker route. Anyway.
So you're not really worried about rush hour stuff.
Nope, we don't have to worry about. That's why I wanted to do it on Saturday. So, but what I'll do is I'll post the agenda, and we can make changes to it or whatever. I'll post the agenda and work with Brandon on posting that. And then, so we have 4, 7, 8, including Brandon, 8 so far. I don't know off the top of my head. And then 9 is your nephew.
I forgot my nephew. Yeah.
But no, that'd be a great topic. If you want to present on that, then
Yeah.
that'd be
It'll
cool.
Give me a head start on my class assignment.
Yeah, that'd be great. So we have Brandon's Safari 7, correct?
Yep.
And then we'll have biometrics as it pertains to mobile or whatever. And then that should be good. And then I've got everybody's name. So now let's go ahead and talk about, I'm going to push this website I got on my iPhone to the iPad. Let's try to see here how this works here. Okay, so this is the adobe.com products creative cloud buying guide education.html, and this link will be, we'll put this in Facebook page, Brandon. We'll put a link to this as well when this podcast is posted. But this talks about, on this website, specifically education. And I'm going to go over just some of the plans it gives here. The first one is $19.99 for special education for individuals. It ends October 27, 2013. This is for students, teachers, and staff. Full versions of most popular software apps for Adobe. You have Adobe Photoshop CC, Illustrator, Adobe 11 Pro, and more. Full access to services, creative ready content and apps, Behance, ProSite, and then requires institution affiliation, which basically means you have to email them with your .edu email address to prove that you're a student. The single app plan, full version of only one desktop application. No educational discount there. That's $19.99. Creative Cloud for teams of 2 to 100 users. This would be for, let me go out from the list a bit here. Individuals and small groups or departments within education. Not for classrooms or lab. Centralized administrators. Deployment, purchasing, and licensing. 2 one-on-one expert services sessions per user per year, which requires an annual commitment, and that is $39.99. And then Creative Cloud for education, desktop apps. This is for individuals, students in education, small groups, departments, classroom and labs are in this one. 1 or 2 year agreement based on faculty and staff licensing. So this would be like for school level, looks like. And then Creative Cloud for Education. This is for deploying to higher ed, K through 12, and education. Now, some of these you'll notice as contact us on. All right. Now, this is the educational one, though. If you hit the, like, I'll hit the join button on that first one for Creative Cloud, the 60% one. I think it breaks it down further on what you get on the right side here. All right, so what you get here on the right side, creative tools are all those on the right side there. It gives you access to everything there under creative tools, everything under edge tools and other services. You get 20 gigs of cloud storage, application updates, website hosting and creation, and file conversion and sharing. You have some touch apps available to you as well. Looks like Photoshop Touch, BE, Cloud Platform, it does work on Mac and Windows both. And that one is the $19.99 per month for students. So you do get a lot with that one actually. But the complaint I've heard from students is you don't want all that. Say you only wanted 2 of these out of the whole thing. That's where Adobe's, I'm thinking you're going to have to redo their price structure if I was to guess. Because there's not a lot of people buying it, student-wise, because of that. Because they don't need all that. Not that they don't like the apps that they have, it's just they don't need it all. It's too much. And so I'm thinking, though, they're going to have to change that. Adobe's not said that, but the one thing you'll notice, if I can go back here on the site, I believe it had a deadline for this, like the end of October. If I was to guess, I'm thinking they're going to change their plan come the end of this current cycle, this October 27th or whatever that date was for this current price structure. I'm thinking the next one after that is when you'll see more
Customized plans.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking if I was to guess, they've not said that
That's the only
anywhere.
way I'm gonna buy it.
Do what?
That's the only way I'm gonna buy it.
I think they're going to try to get as many as they can in this October push, but if I was to guess, they're going to have to split these up into more bite-sized type of packages. Even if it's, let's say $5 per package, whatever. I don't know. If I was to guess, that's what I would. If I was them, that's what I would do. But I'm not them, but to sell it, they're going to have to do that, I'm thinking, because the way it sits right now, I know for sure that their sales are down on this as far as what their forecasted was. And so if I was to guess, that's what's happening. So I would say hold off, if I was you, on any Creative Cloud purchasing till after the end of October date is what I would suggest. So that's my little spill on Creative Cloud. And my suggestion for you is to wait till after the October deadline. And I'm thinking in November we'll see a new price structure. That's what I'm thinking. And so, yeah.
Is it currently a month-to-month subscription, or do you have to lock in? I forgot it.
It's month-to-month, and $19.99 for a year for a student. And I think you do have to sign a year contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
A 12-month. Then you have to pay $19.99 a year, or $19.99 a month, basically.
What if you
I'm
have
thinking I have to do the month-to-month thing too, probably. But whatever.
What
Yeah.
if you have more than one computer at home that you work on? Because I know the discs can see up to like 5.
5, yes. If I'm not mistaken, that's the number I've been seeing is 5. 5 devices. Yep. Everywhere I've been seeing. And I think that'll stay. That's actually not too bad. That's pretty good. 5's good. 5's a good number. But they're going to have to change the price structure to be more piecemeal for people, I'm thinking. Because students just can't afford it. So.
Those programs on my laptop cost more than my laptop.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. And so, it's, again, I think right out of the box, they did a lot of changes. I think they're good changes from what I've seen. Creative, the creative suites, the cloud stuff's pretty cool. But they're going to change the price structure. And I think they definitely will do that. Now my Wi-Fi finally loads and goes to the page. I think it's October 27th is the actual date that it actually moved. that deadline too. Okay, and so that's my little presentation on that. iOS 7. You want to go ahead and come on up here and give your little spill on that? And I'm going to leave this mic running here on this, and I'm going to go add a new for you, and I'm just going to put on here iOS 7, and that way at least it'll get your audio type thing on what you're talking about. So I'm going to leave this running while you're talking, if that's okay. And then you want to push that to the overhead,
Yeah, that's fine.
what you got,
Yeah,
or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or do you just want to talk about it?
Yeah, I can just talk about it. That's fine.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to show something.
Well, I didn't have a formal presentation put together.
Do you have your phone with you?
Yeah.
Why don't you bring your phone up and we'll connect your phone to the...
Play it.
Yeah. Well, we'll just connect it to this connector
just
here.
connect it up?
Yep. We'll do that way, and then you can show everybody what you're talking about on your phone. How's that? So I'll let you sit here and do
I
that.
don't have the size 30 pen.
Oh, here's a 30 pin? I've got 7 on mine. You can use mine.
That works.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So you know how to get around it, so I'll close all my stuff I've got open here for you.
Yeah.
And there we go. It's all yours.
Thank you.
Should be going there. We got a few slices of pizza. You guys want to come up and grab those while he's presenting here? Are you ready here?
Well, at first glance, before I even put it onto my device, I kind of looked at it and I was a little disappointed because I thought it looked like it just went to a complete, like everything looks flat. You know, I kind of like the old icons, and I wasn't sure behind the scenes what they're going to really do to change things up. But for instance, on the old, let's see, I'm trying to think how 6 worked. Oh. Well, on the old, yeah, on iOS 6, if you double tap the home button, it used to show a row across the bottom with all the icons that were running in the background, all the apps in the background. Now it goes to more of this tile display. Now you can see if I move left to right, there's nothing else open besides the home screen because Chuck cleared out everything before he handed it off to me. But if I open up, say, iTunes U,
Click OK, that's fine.
okay. Don't say?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I don't really need to have it open. I just wanted to open it long enough to get it open.
No, that's fine.
But, you know, so I open up iTunes U. Now when I go back to the home screen and do that double tap on the home button, now you can see, you can scroll between just the two, you can see the two apps, or the two windows of what's been running. Similar fashion, you know, if I pick anything else, if I go to check the weather.
And this is new for you?
Yeah, this is new.
DNA had that. They're copying DNA.
Well, there's different things that are coming off of Android, is that what you're getting at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Android wouldn't be around if iPhone didn't start. So that was my answer to that, in a nice way. But, you know, the more stuff I open, I clicked on YouTube and closed it out right away. I could click on Maps and close it out right away. And the more stuff that you've opened, the more you can scroll through. So that's just a new way that they got the background apps to display. And then if you want to get rid of a background app, you just flick it up and everything goes away, and now you're back to just your home screen. Now notice if I'm on the home screen and I make a gesture to the right, oh actually, well, yeah, if I'm on the home screen, if I make a gesture to the right, it doesn't go to the screen on the left, which is where you used to access your search.
Mm-hmm.
Now anytime you want to access search, you just pull down on any screen. So that's kind of nice, because then you can go in and search that way. Safari got a new look. Safari got a facelift. So if you have, I'm going to open up a couple different tabs here. Well, actually, you already have some. So when you click on, actually, if I hit done there, just so I can go back, on the bottom right, you see the two little boxes stacked on top of each other. That's for your multi-view pages. So when you click on that, now you can scroll easily through all of the different open browsers that you have or open pages you have. So that's kind of a new little addition for Safari. Everything now has nice little access to this control center, which is just a swipe up from the bottom of the device. So within this, you can turn on and off Bluetooth. You know, your AirPlay, or you can do your AirPlay through here. Do not disturb. You can go in right into your camera. You can turn your flashlight on right from here. So there's a lot of different things you can control right within that control center. Then if you swipe down, they kind of did a little bit of a redesign on the, what's the wording for this now? The, like your notification center?
Notification.
Yeah, notification center. They have, it's more customizable, so you can actually play with what you want to have on your notification center. So if you have, say you want to have Facebook and a stock ticker and whatever else, when you swipe down, it'll be customized into that. Like right now he's got his weather alert on here with the calendar. Trying to think what else. Well, I know when you get into the settings, they added a lot of different settings in here that I like. When you go underneath the General tab, is it in here? They have a lot of these new restrictions, which right now Chuck does not have enabled. But if you have kids and you want to do, for instance, like on the bottom there where you see volume limit, you can actually set the device to limit how the volume is set so they can't turn it up loud when they're watching a video or listening to music.
Hey, scroll up a little higher. I saw it went 15 minutes on something. What was that?
Oh, the required password?
Required password for 15 minutes of activity, is that what that is? Like if they're on it for 15 minutes, you have to put a password.
Yeah, for allowed content.
Oh,
This is just like what the Kindle has the commercial
oh, yeah.
for.
Yep. Where they can limit the. Well, I have a 4-year-old grandson. That's one thing. They're limiting his iPad usage right now. He's only 4 years old.
So
anyway, that would be cool actually for kids, I would think.
But it's funny how they have that restriction for like the volume, because a friend of mine that moved to Tennessee actually said, you know, you need to make an app where parents can control the volume, because he always hands off the iPad or to his daughter, and then she goes and turns the volume up real loud for music or for a movie.
Well, all these other things, like somebody mentioned earlier about about droids and stuff, a lot of these features that you see in iOS 7 are also in some of these other platforms that have been around already. And they did borrow from good things, I think, from these other devices.
Yeah, they definitely did borrow some stuff.
And also good suggestions, too, from people like parents and people that use the device on what changes to make. So, yeah, that's good to borrow from other devices and been successful.
The photos took a whole different array. Photos are actually, they use like, it's like an IntelliSense almost, to assign based on location and timestamp. So you can see on that where at the top it says Wednesday, and then the next section down says Rockford and Loves Park. And you can, right now we're on the moments part. If you click on a picture per se, so if I click on this picture, so now it just shows that you have, this is picture 4 of 12 within this moment. But then if you hit the part where it says moments up at the top left, that'll take you back out to the moments. If you hit that now where it says collections, it takes you out another level to all those collections. And then if you go back again, it takes you to the years. So it's everything from 2013 for his. Sharing stuff on iPhone got a lot easier too. Oh wait, this is just, never mind, I'm on the wrong shared part. Well actually, let me just go back to a photo here. Let's see. I don't want to pick on anybody, but we'll just pick on this one here. On the bottom left, where you see the box with the arrow, you tap on that. AirDrop's a new thing for iOS 7. It's been with the OS X for probably, what, the last 2 operating systems?
Yep.
So now you can actually use AirDrop to share this stuff. So when you tap that to share with AirDrop, it's actually going to wait for me to respond on this device, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you can easily AirDrop files from one person to the other versus having to send a picture in a text message or whatnot. So it's Apple's way of competing with, what was it, Samsung? I think the Galaxies, where they have the commercial where they're tapping the phones together.
Physically tap the phone.
Right, where with this I can just be like, hey Chuck, here's this photo, and I just AirDrop it and it's there.
Right. Yeah.
And it just uses that local Wi-Fi connection.
Wi-Fi, yep. I tested there, got work. About 20 feet is about the max you want to be apart from somebody. We could do it up to 20 feet. You got further than 20 feet, it didn't see each other. But 20 feet, you could actually transfer files back and forth very well. That's pretty good.
The camera changed in the fact that, as far as the interface for it, right now it's set up for photo, but if you swipe to the right, now you get to video. Swipe back left, you're on photo. You can actually fix that to a squared size photo, and then they have the panoramics where it tells you right there, move the iPhone continuously while taking a panorama. So then you could take your panoramic shot. So if I wanted to take a shot of the whole classroom like this, I could.
Mm-hmm.
I won't, just to save time, but as far as I know, this is not iOS 7 specific, but it's more device specific. Is for the new 5S's. They actually have the slow motion video, and a buddy of mine has the 5S already and was showing me how that works. That's pretty cool. You can just go from real time to slow, and they have increments of how you can slow it down.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty neat. Trying to think. Oh, one of the biggest things for people that are used to, I think it's underneath. Yeah, right here. Underneath your settings in general, if you go to background app refresh, this will act. All right, let's see. No, that's not it. Is that it? I'm trying to think where it's at. Maybe that was it. Well, they have a spot within here where you can actually set it so all your updates occur automatically. And you don't have to, but it's an option. Otherwise, on past iOS systems, you've had to actually manually choose which apps you want to update and then download the update. So
Yeah, I set that on. I can't remember where it's at either, where you can do the auto update. Mine does it on my phone.
I think, actually, if I go, maybe it's in, oh, I know where it is. Okay, I know where it is. If I go back to settings, I have to scroll down to where the apps, iTunes and App
Yeah,
Store.
you're right. iTunes and App Store. Yep.
So now when I go in here,
Down the bottom.
yeah, right here where
I
it
just
says
have to
updates,
ask, you know,
it's turned on.
Yep.
So,
For the updates beyond that.
yeah, so you can choose if you want to automatically download music, apps, books, but the updates one that he has on right now is great, so they don't have to worry about manually doing updates to your apps. I can't really think of an advantage of not having that on, really.
Well, the only thing on mine, if you go back to mine, that might be a problem maybe. I've not seen, I've been keeping track of the data usage, because I'm using cellular with that. I don't know if you noticed cellular was
Yeah, I
turned
saw
on.
cellular was on.
So, you know, I got the 4 gig plan, which most people do with their cell phones now, and I think last month was at like 2.78 gigs out of 4. My wife and I share the same data plan. She doesn't use a lot of data on hers, but I'm seeing if it gets close to the 4, I might have to turn off that cellular part, because I'm mostly on Wi-Fi anyway, and so it'd probably be a good idea to keep that cellular turned off. I'm thinking, just
Yeah.
save data. I'm thinking. That's probably one thing I'll probably change, is I'll turn that cellular off.
See, I've had my cellular on consistently, and I stream Pandora on the way to work every day, and I have about a 25-minute, 30-minute commute to work.
Yeah, no issues. You can see
And
it.
I'm only on the 2 gig plan on my own,
Right.
and I barely go over a gig.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I don't know.
Well, that's
I haven't
positive,
seen
then.
anything. I mean, I don't know if you have probably a lot more activity going on with what you're
No,
doing though.
no, not really. 2.78 this last month, but if I see that it's not going to hurt anything, I'll just keep it on.
Oops, I locked it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that stood out that was like, wow, like I'm glad iOS.
We'll do this, post anything that you find, and anybody else can do it too, on our Facebook page. Definitely, I recommend that. Because I'd like to see more activity on the Facebook page. I know Brandon would. Just general activity on posting news, questions, comments, whatever. Because the more you guys are on the Facebook page, the more other people will see activity and come to the events and all the good stuff. So if you guys could do that, that would help tremendously. Spend five minutes a day on our Facebook page, reading stuff, posting articles,
Well, I guess
whatever.
one of the behind
Posting
the,
tips and tricks or whatever.
one of the behind the scenes things that you don't see when you're actually looking at the interface is the architecture. Now it's built on 64-bit architecture, so
Right. Yeah.
that in itself is pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know?
Any gamers in here? Is there any gamers in here? You're a gamer? Okay.
Mhm.
The new 64-bit game that EA demoed on when they rolled this out, the 5S, I believe. I can't remember the name of the game it was that they were demoing. Brandon, you remember the name of that?
Was it Infinity Blade?
Yeah, Infinity
Yeah.
Blade. I had some guys that played that actually. These guys, they said it's awesome if you're a gamer. That Infinity Blade on the new 64-bit. Well, on iOS 7 actually, because iOS 7 on any device is awesome as far as the 3D rendering and stuff. So if you get a chance to play that, that's pretty cool. So
Did you ever get a chance to check out Waterfox?
WaterFox,
That's
No.
for 62-bit computers.
post it on Facebook. That'd be great. I would love to check that out. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, thank you for presenting. Appreciate it. And now let's go ahead and I got an accept thing up here. And this is what it looks like on this end. If I plug this in, you'll see it. Brandon sent a airdrop to my iPad just earlier. And we'll see it show up here in a second on the overhead. So that's what it looks like on the receiving end for airdrop. And then you can either decline it or accept it. The one of the things I would recommend for airdrop, when you swipe up